Tune in.
8 minutes we got left before we chat. Grab your coffee, find your seat. Cowbells are ringing, that's our cue. Gonna share our thoughts with you. Laugh and gossip, spit in tea. Little secrets between you and me. Countdown ticking, let's get real. Heart to heart, it's how we feel. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all those tears. Snap a pic of what we wear. Brush our hair, let down our care. Conversations never lie in this moment with you and I. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Girl talks makes our time so sweet. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all our tears. Clock is ticking, here we go. Words like rivers start to flow. Tune your ears and hear the beat. Girl talks makes our time so sweet. Girl talks in 8 minutes time. Ring that bell, let's feel the rhyme. Share our dreams and tell our fears. Girl talks, wiping all our tears.
Morning, y'all. It's 5 minutes and 30 seconds before Girl Talk starts, so you have just enough time to grab yourself a cup of coffee and get in a comfy seat. We'll see you soon.
Catch Girl Talks every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GURLTAUX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams. Scrolling through your daily memes.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Girl Talk is all about.
Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Lights moving through the screen. Click subscribe, don't be mean. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Girl Talks is all about.
GURLTAUX is who we are.
Come hang with us on your tablet, phone,
Or screen, anywhere Girl Talks can be seen.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Girl Talks is all about.
Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Girl Talk, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Girl Talks is all about.
GURLTAUX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Girl Talks can be seen.
Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
GURLTAUX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every every day we're on our way. Girl Talk Show is here to stay. Girl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Girl Talks is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, D&T winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Whoa, yeah. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Whoa, yeah. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Girl Talk, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Arms up.
We're already having a good time.
Oh my God. It's a Monday.
You know, I probably should fix the camera because I was setting your guys' camera when Alicia was still standing up doing her video. So all it has is Alicia and like a little bit of like. Alicia needs to jump in there, and Amanda's like half in there.
Oh, like, hey, heyo,
hey. Hello. So, how's everybody doing this morning?
It's a Monday.
It's definitely a Monday.
The Monday after the holiday, after Thanksgiving.
It's a Monday.
Give an extra Monday vibes.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
Temperature dropped. All the air pressure in my tires dropped. All 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you have no
I
tires.
In all
You're
honesty,
like, oh,
before I
man.
got this car, I guess I drove around my whole life not knowing that happened. Because this is my first.
Some are better than others.
This is my first car that's ever told me, and I get in and I can't stand the little light on my dashboard telling me that.
Don't
so
get in my car.
Yeah. So I have to fix. I have to, like I've got to blow up my tires. And
You mean your Mad Hatter van?
Your Mad Hatter van.
That one doesn't have lights. My car has a lot of lights on it.
Does it just not have lights? Or
Probably. So.
Oh, you the chasing
It's like
the kids
from the
band?
90s,
Yeah.
90s, 94
Yeah.
ish.
well,
That one, it just blows up when it blows up.
now,
That's what I said. Yeah, this card tells me what my tire
Yeah,
get
mine will-
thing is, and I'm like, what did I? What, did I just
know.
drive around for years not knowing this?
Now, question: can you go into the system and recalibrate it?
Yes.
Okay.
There is something odd about. I drive a GMC Terrain, and my friend whose dad owns a body, not a body shop, a repair shop or whatever, and they do tires and stuff there too. Something about the GM Terrains though, it's messed up. So when it tells me my front tire is low, it's really my back tire.
My husband's car does that.
Is it a GMC?
No.
Okay.
It's
And
a
they
Cadillac.
like when they recalibrate it, it doesn't fix itself. It's a GMC thing.
Oh,
No, it's a Cadillac, but it does that.
It's a GM product.
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
yeah.
like one of our vehicles will tell you,
I don't know cars. I don't know.
but you can't go in and reset it. Even so, it makes you.
Debbie told me how. I don't remember.
It makes you super nervous when you're driving and that thing comes on and you're like, is it really, or is it just the weather or temperature change, or what is it? And my car will do it. And then I know if it comes right back on,
Yeah.
then I need to actually check the tires.
Yeah.
But-
mine is, it's all, like if the temperature drops below 50, mine's going to come on. It's one tire. But this morning was all four.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well,
My tire pressure light's always on, and then there's a little thing every time I start the car that says, check your tire pressure. But they're fine.
my mom's old car used
Have
to
you
do
checked
that. They were legit. They were legit fine. but
Girl. I can't.
I have a little plugs into cigarette lighter, little little thing, and it stays in my car at all times.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys
resourceful.
do you guys have safety stuff in your car?
Yeah.
Do you keep like a safety kit in your car?
Well,
No.
no.
Well, I have a
thing.
bag in my trunk
have
that is full of
that.
yarn to crochet.
So she gets stuck in a snowbank. She
Or
can
make myself
make
a
herself a
blanket.
sweater.
I used to.
I can make myself a blanket. Freeze it and make yourself a blanket.
When we lived in
and
New
some
York, I
drinks, and I've
did.
got snacks.
Okay, there you go.
And
all
you
the
have something to
essentials.
kill yourself with when you're freezing to death. Okay, so I'm the only one that has like a safety stuff.
I used to when we lived in upstate New York. I did, but because it gets ridiculous cold.
Because I have the window breaker,
They got
I have the
so much
seatbelt cutter,
snow.
I have water.
You have to use the seatbelt in order for the seatbelt cutter to matter.
Okay, so
Do you not use your seatbelt,
I do not.
Alicia?
how do you keep it from beeping?
It just doesn't
It
beep.
just
Really?
It said this bitch don't listen, just stop.
Mine only beeps like twice and then it stops.
Oh,
Mine will beep until it
mine
gets
will
buckled.
mine will not shut the fuck
Yeah.
up
Some of them are that way.
Yeah.
until you
Mine will
buckle
not
it
turn
up.
off.
Mine will, and like if my dog jumps into the front
Ding,
seat,
ding.
I'm like, ah, shit. And I will pull over to the side of the road, pull the thing in, lock it in place, and then she'll jump in the back. And I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
That was useful. Thank you.
But I mean, like, I have water, blankets, boots, jacket, extra sweaters. I have a
No.
whole thing
in
in
a
the
few
back
more weeks, my car will have about 4 jackets because I tend to.
I do have some sweatshirts.
I
in
don't.
my
I
car.
don't like to wear a jacket when I'm driving.
I can't stand feeling tight.
No.
I might have some napkins in my
So
car.
I will.
I actually do know I have.
I will forget and start leaving coats in my car. So in
they
a couple
what?
weeks,
Fast
we'll
food
have a
napkins?
bunch of coats
Yes.
in my car.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Fast food napkins.
Fast food
in the
napkins.
car.
Oh, they're the
Yes.
best.
Every
Yes.
time they're like, they give you the stack like that in your bag, and I'm like, oh, I'll use like 2, and the rest go over there,
Yep.
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 and the rest go over there.
Yeah, and that one time you spill something in there, you are so thankful
Right?
that you've been
Hoarding
stockpiling
those
those away.
napkins.
My
Yes.
husband will be like, "Can I just throw the no?"
No.
They will come in handy at
Or
times.
when
Do
you
not
have a
throw those
sneezing
away.
attack.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're so like those things are not soft, but you don't care for your
Right.
nose. You don't care.
When we are traveling and we're eating and we're driving, My husband is he's a spiller. He is, and he drives and eats, and that's fine. But I will lean over and I will get his lap full, and then I'll kind of pile it up on his belly, and then if I can get it higher, I will.
Well,
but
he
I'll
needs
like
a bib too.
He
My
does.
husband
Yeah,
as well.
he does.
He has like 4 napkins.
Yeah.
So
Right down
He
the
won't
front.
do it himself because he doesn't make a mess.
a guy that I dated, he told me, he said, I thought at first when we started dating you were just nervous and you wore your food. I now know you do that every meal.
Yeah, I have a lot of stains on the boobs.
I really, they get in the way.
The shelf.
The shelf, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wear a clean new shirt to eat because it's not going to be clean
What about
new
white?
after that.
Do you have like white clothes?
I don't know that I own anything white.
I don't own anything white for that reason.
I
I own a
free
lot of
shirt
white
recently from TikTok shop, and I gave it a bad review. It was horrible. But I had it on yesterday, and I looked down at last night and there was stuff all over it. And I was like, oh, well, we're probably going to throw it away anyway.
And it probably wouldn't survive a bleaching.
No, it's too thin.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be fleece lined, and you could see my bra through it.
What?
That's
How's that fleece?
Right?
I don't know how that works.
I mean, it was kind of soft on the inside, but you could see my bra through it.
That's some.
That's some
That's
really
a-
thin fleece.
That's gonna let the air through too. It is.
Business.
Yeah.
Definitely air is gonna come through if you can see the bra.
I was so proud
Yeah.
of myself the other day. I was eating, I think it was a burrito or something, and I was keeping it, in my hand. I was double handing it. I was eating, and I was doing so good. I was like, man, I'm doing good. I haven't spilled anything. And then my one of my kids came in, and Mom, what is that? And I was like, oh, come on. It was
I
like,
was doing so good.
it was like it had been dripping the whole time. I just apparently didn't realize it was coming out of my hands, and it was like streaks.
all over you.
It's like,
Well, my husband has this thing when we have tacos. I love making tacos. And it's one of my favorite meals. But he has as soon as I start making the tacos and I get my plate and I have the little taco thing to set my tacos in when I'm making them. Like, it's a whole thing for me. I love my tacos.
it's a process. You love it.
And he'll just blurt out 3, 5, 2, 4. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And this has been going on for a long time, so I know what it is now. It's how many bites before I'm wearing it.
That same guy that I was talking about that said that to me about, so fast forward, like whatever, we were at a friend's wedding and it was out of town. We had went overnight. The next day we get up, we're a little hungover, and I was like, can we stop and get food? Like, I'm really hungry. And he said, where are you going to go? I said, that Taco Bell at work. He went, oh, no, you wear your food and you're all dressed up. we
What if I wear a bib?
We cannot
Can
go
we
to
have the
Taco Bell.
then?
I ended up just getting nibbles at the wedding.
I appreciate someone who at least would be honest with you like that. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Afterwards,
No,
fine.
I tried to be that friend.
Beforehand,
I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
yeah.
We get you a
Beforehand,
jacket and put it on like a straight jacket. Then you
Put
can
it
do
on
that.
backwards.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
good.
Put it on backwards.
I gotta
and-
cover you up before we eat any food.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know I'm that way, so
me
like
too.
I claim it. Yeah.
I'm at least not
Yes.
not
Might as well.
pretending that I don't wear my food. Yeah, it's a thing. If I don't want to wear
mess.
it,
It wasn't good
put
if I didn't
something.
wear it.
Put
Do you
something.
get messy cooking?
Well, when I
It
cook,
depends on what I'm cooking.
That too.
my husband does
100%
90%. And we had this discussion the other day because, as you saw, the new hood is in the kitchen, and my husband is so happy about it. But
I figured he spent all day yesterday cooking different things.
no, actually, no. Yesterday he spent all day fixing it because so on Saturday we had to. The one thing he hadn't finished was venting the roof. So we were going to do that on Saturday. Well, the trailer that he was trying to bid on in an auction went for more than we wanted to pay. So he didn't do the final bid. And I'm like, well, then it wasn't meant to be. God said no, so we'll find something else. So he's not a patient person.
Sounds like my husband.
My husband was with you when they were handing out patients, and he left.
Yeah. I got tired of waiting and I left.
Yeah, that would be him. So he immediately gets on and starts looking, and he found one. Technically, it's better, and we got it.
Technically, it's better.
Yeah, it's
Why technically?
well, the other one was 3.5 hours away in Mississippi.
You don't
And
need to go on.
Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore. We're all done traveling
and
for a
I
while.
already
I'll go
told
to
him-
Mississippi for you. Is it South Mississippi by chance?
I don't know.
I like South Mississippi.
It's-
Well, that's about 5 hours away, so probably.
It's
I don't know.
it-
I've ever been to Mississippi.
it's over by. I guess it's
I have.
like over by Memphis.
Oh, no.
or
We're
something.
taking
no,
a
I have
trip.
no idea to go. I have no desire to go to Tunica. I'm good.
Yeah, so I don't know,
South.
but and it was at an actual auction,
Warmer.
so it was a live auction, and but it went for more than we wanted to pay. So, and when I say technically because it's the same size, it's 24 by 8, and but this one has the already built-in E-Track rails in it, so those are good for any size vehicle you put in there. You can just move where you're hooking it up. That didn't have it, and so it's a better trailer, and we paid less money for it.
There you go.
Nice.
So in all aspects, it was better. But so he found that, sent a message, blah blah blah. We'll be there at 4 on a Saturday. I'm like, okay, we had things to do today. We could have done it tomorrow, but that's okay. We'll do it. And so we didn't get the roof vented. And then, so yesterday he did get the roof vented, but then after he got the roof vented, the sleeve that goes between, he put it on up top and it popped off the bottom.
Ooh.
And then he's like, this thing, it's
irritating.
not flexible at all. And he didn't get the straight pipe. He just got a flex pipe because that's all you need.
Okay, that's a.
He just wants to give you that.
I know. I'm like, all right.
You're
well,
interrupting, Cash, but
Seriously,
anyway,
I'm trying to pay attention here.
anyway, so
He doesn't really
My
understand.
phone
that.
just told me it was playing in your master bath.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So it
Playing this?
yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Awesome.
So we had to drop the whole thing back down,
Oh no.
and he had to reattach it on the inside, cut himself on the sheet metal, of course, and then so
His tetanus
Of course.
shots.
as we're finishing putting everything back up, he's like, now there's blood all over it.
Well, that can be.
Like, well, you know, this
Just looks
Sort
like
of.
somebody was murdered.
This is typical
all
to us
good.
doing something. There's got to be some kind of mayhem that goes along with
Yeah.
it. So,
If somebody isn't bleeding, you didn't do it right.
yeah, he got it back up, and we got it back up, I should say. And the screws that they sent with this thing, I mean, it's not a cheap thing, but the screws, like, come on. Put a nickel into the fucking screws, you motherfuckers. Because the screws are shit.
Yeah.
And luckily there was a lot of extras because you can have that way lower. So it has enough screws to go all the way down. Well, we have it at the highest level. So luckily we had enough extra screws when we had to screw it back in to throw away all the stripped screws.
Yeah.
And because
didn't have
otherwise,
to drive the Lowe's.
regular ones.
yeah, otherwise Hugh's gonna have to take them and go either go in
I
our
hate that.
go in
Don't
our
make me try and
shop
search for
and look
these.
for
Give me
what we
enough.
have, or go shopping again.
Yes.
So luckily we had enough, and he was like, "Nope, it's getting done today. I'm not waiting." Because I said,
Over
"Well,
it.
you can stop tomorrow on your way home from work and pick up new screw." No, I'm getting it done today, and I'm not leaving it unfinished.
Like, gotta be
Okay,
smarter than the cup
I
there,
can't
Greta.
really say anything.
Gotta be stronger than the cup.
It's got a suction. I'm sorry. It'll come. There
Ah,
we go. There we go.
Is that his treats?
It's his water.
Oh, it's his water.
He wants water.
Oh, I have a whole water bowl over here. We can give him
he's
water.
He's good.
Okay.
He's
well,
spoiled, remember?
He needs his own special
own cup.
Stanley to drink his water out of.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a generic.
So, so I named this show "Thankful," or are we really thankful, or is it all fake? Now, part of
Gay fake.
the reason for my question for this is thinking about other people around the world and other people in other places that may be having it hard. people that aren't home, but also people who are angry over the election. You know, I watched an awful lot of videos from people that are like, I'm not going to my family, or doing their own videos about how I'm going to show my family by not going. Like, that's pretty petty and that's pretty stupid.
Right.
I know I wasn't happy about the last election.
But you leave that aside for family time.
I didn't cut anybody off over it.
Family is family. You're gonna
You
let
just don't
one person ruin your family?
You just don't talk politics there. I mean, like,
yeah, like
my family has
simple.
different views. My dad and my stepmom have different views than the rest of us, and we just know don't talk politics.
I have family that I'm sure voted for Kamala. That's the whole point. Is that this country is free, that
To
you
vote
can
for-
vote for whom you want
can
to.
vote for Bob down the street if you wanted to.
Yeah, you
Who
can write
cares?
his name in if that's what you want.
Exactly.
You
Couldn't
can
write Jimmy Buffett in this year.
Let's go.
you can you can.
I can,
mean,
but
But
Dead people
Nevada-
have voted before, so
They
why can't
have.
they become office?
right. Yeah,
Nevada-
they can't be coming.
Nevada
exactly.
did vote in the Bunny Ranch owner after he was dead.
Neat. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was dead. He died 2 months before the election.
Oh, nice.
Dennis Hoff is his name, and he owned the Bunny Ranch, and I think he owned a couple more whorehouses. And he ran for a state representative or something like that.
And he won.
And he died 2 months before the election, and they had a special vote
I'm
as
going
to
to say, whoever he was running against was bad.
exactly.
If
Well,
you,
It
they
was really
literally
bad if a dead man can win.
they literally had a special vote as to whether or not to take his name off the ballot and open it up for somebody else to go in there.
he's dead.
And they voted for him to
That
go
shouldn't
ahead
even had to be
go ahead and stay on the ballot, because
Wow.
I guess his opponent thought there's no way
he's
Yeah.
gonna
Gonna
win
win.
because he's dead.
I'll win. I mean, I'm gonna win, because like it was only the two of them. It's
dead.
not like there's any other options.
Right.
But do you all know how that works?
How a dead person gets
Yeah.
to be in office?
No. Tell me, because I don't know.
If you die when you're the elected official in certain seats, a designated person that would be your designated person can take that seat.
You get to appoint them.
You
Okay.
either get
So-
to appoint them, or your party,
party
can
appoints
appoint someone
So
else.
if I run for office, whatever, and I die before I win, but I win, and if I said before, if something happens,
It doesn't
to me-
automatically go to the other guy.
right. So if I said before, like
It
if I
goes to
was
the
like-
party.
yeah. But if I was like, hey, I want Greta to be my whatever, it's automatically going to go to Greta because I died.
If it was officially put
Kind
down
of like
that
bequeathing in your will.
yeah, kind of like bequeathing, yeah.
Alrighty.
But or it goes
you
to
and your
the
smart
to the
words.
party, and the party can select.
So the party can just be like,
I can see that it goes to the party.
we don't like that.
Like, that
she
makes
died,
sense
but
that it
I
goes to the
want-
party.
We want these people.
Yeah. Because the party's what won.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
how,
'cause the
like,
party
again,
wins,
how bad
but-
was
Can be stowed.
how bad was the other person?
Yeah, I was gonna
Really
say,
bad.
If he
Really bad.
they didn't vote him, and he's like, "Hey guys, what about me? What's going on?" And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it was
"No,
pretty
we-
funny 'cause
you
he
suck.
won.
We don't like you.
Never mind.
And
Yeah,
he
we're
won.
just
He
gonna-
won by a huge number.
We're gonna vote in this toddler over here because we trust him more than you.
And I'm thinking, you know,
Cash.
this guy,
We vote- we
this
vote-
guy
we vote
runs,
cash.
this guy runs whorehouses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
but
well,
it's a legit business.
so okay,
What
so
are
you
your
looked
thoughts on
into it?
trafficking?
so there, yeah.
And it is legal there. So
So there are. Is anybody familiar with the Mustang Ranch? It's a.
I've heard
it's,
of I
it's
know
a
of it, but not-
older whorehouse.
Okay.
In Nevada, and I don't remember who owned it and who ran it when this happened, but anyway, they got busted for tax evasion and some other stuff, so they shut them down. They closed it. this is something about our U.S. government that definitely needs someone like Elon Musk and Rebecca Ramaswamy to fix, because they decided what's the best way to handle this situation. We're going to run it.
What?
So
Okay.
The state, the government.
the federal government
Federal government.
Neat. Okay.
thought
'cause
they
that
could,
definitely
they would
makes
run
sense.
The whorehouse.
the whorehouse.
They can't even run their own business.
Well, I know this much. The whorehouse went out of business and went broke because they were trying to regulate so much shit that they went belly up. If you can't even make money with a whorehouse, how are you supposed to handle our...
I will say, like, if you think about most man's mentality, they're gonna go, I ain't going to the one that's paying the federal government. I'm going to the one that's paying Bubba. Over
Well,
here.
yeah, because
nobody's gonna go to
like
that
you
one
had
because
to sign these documents and you had to do. They're
So
like,
now there's a complete
Well, I mean, we
entire
all feel like the
record
federal
of
government's
everything I
taking
have
enough
done
from
with
it.
they're
every
like, I'm
woman
a
ever.
trucker on the side of the road, wanting to get a little, and
And you
I'm
gotta.
a fat trucker with a wife beater with fur in my
Suspenders.
belly button.
That's gross.
That's what that's the way I explain it. It's like, so the idea of being a hooker, like when I met that girl that worked at the bunny ranch, you think, okay, she makes a whole boatload of money. Like, she makes a lot of money. But like, can you be picky? When the guys when the guys
not
come in,
that one.
when the guys come in there and they're like, I want her, because they line up and they
do,
pick
they
the
line
girl.
Everybody says they have a John? No. Is it? Or a
The
cousin?
man is a John.
Yeah, so they're like, hey, there's or John's at the door or whatever. Or whatever they say, and they ring the bell.
Yeah,
and then
and
they
all the
line up.
girls line up,
and
and the guy comes in.
he comes
Now,
in
if
and
he
is like,
has
"Hey, I
a
like that
regular, he's probably already called ahead.
Right.
Like Vince Neil would go to either the Bunny Ranch, or I think it's the Bunny Ranch. He would go there like once a month, once every couple months, and he had a specific girl that he was with every time, and he liked it because no strings attached, and bitch ain't gonna nag at me about anything, and he'd go get his rocks off and do whatever.
There was a
and-
whole show about it for a while. Yeah.
Well, it's called Bunny Ranch on Showtime.
Yeah. They still do it?
I don't think it's still
I
on
was gonna
because
say, I don't think
Dennis
it's
Hoff
still-
is dead. So
Yeah, so. But
there'd be no money for him to be making now. But
Did he not have heirs? That
I'm sure, but I don't know how that all played out.
Yeah.
I know that I was on the SAR team, search and rescue, and we had to evacuate the Bunny Ranch one time for a fire.
Put your pants on, we're coming in.
And I was one of the people who had to go in there. And I'm like, we're evacuating for the fire. Now, there happened to be like really, it was off hours kind of time. So there really wasn't any men there besides if they worked there. But the ladies, I'm like, get your stuff. I need to take y'all out of here. And we had like a group of little skidsters and stuff that we could put them in, get them out the mountain. And they come out. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Put some pants on.
No. That is not going to the high school gym. No. You need to go put some clothes. But we're being, I'm like,
I don't care.
You have enough time to put something besides that lingerie.
3 minutes is
and
not
you
gonna
don't
kill you.
need 8-inch heels for the high school gym.
Like sweatpants. Let's go.
What is the statistic on men that pay for sex versus women that pay for sex?
I don't know, but
How many men work there as sex
Oh,
workers?
as sex
Nana,
worker.
home Nana,
one.
can you look this up for us,
One
please?
versus how many women?
I
she's
think
watching,
I
so
think
don't
at
know.
that
We'll find
time the
out.
bunny ranch. Well, I mean, because every week it changed. Like there's certain ones, like Air Force Amy would come in like once a month for a weekend or a week or something, and make like $50,000-$60,000.
Oh,
and then
ish.
and then not come back for a month. even as a Uber driver, I would
Greta's like,
pick up
"Oh,
I would pick up a few
50K.
I would pick up
For a
a few
weekend.
from the airport and bring them in, and they were really nice and stuff. Like one came from Texas. She only came once a month, and I was like, "All right, well,
After
how
the
much
best
do
little
you
whorehouse in
make?"
Texas got shut down.
And she's like, "Oh, I make, I quite often end up between 30 and 100 grand, depending on what's going on for the week. If there's a big event like that particular week that she came in, we had a big NFL thing going on.
I'm going home to watch the best little whorehouse
So-
in Texas, by the way. I am.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
It does have my favorite Christmas song in it.
So funny story
Hard Candy
is
Christmas.
I applied for a job there. I did.
Security.
I applied for a job as a hostess, bartender.
All right.
And it's shortly after I got out of the Army and had gone back home. I needed a job. They were hiring. So I went there and I put in an application, came in for my interview, and all these girls in their scantily clothes didn't bother me any. Like, do you, boo? I don't
Right,
care.
I don't care. I'm not dressing like that. Just
Yeah.
letting you know.
And then they called and offered me the job. And I was like, okay. And she said, so here's the thing though with this job. It's
have to be naked.
$8 an hour.
Ew.
You have to come and just like the girls, you stay on site during your whole 72-hour shift. So you have to stay there. You don't go home. It's $8 an hour. You do get paid the whole 24-hour time period because you have to be available if somebody rings a bell. A hostess, quick, get up there and do your thing. And you get no tips for the first 6 weeks.
Ew.
All your tips go to everybody else. And I was like, is this how they get the new girls? Like, I'm serious. Think about it. Like, I didn't take the job because fuck you, I'm not working for $8 an hour and no tips for the
no.
first 6 weeks. Fuck off. You know those people probably tip really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, your drink is $20. Here's $100.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Because they're already coming there to spend money on a little entertainment. Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, and I talked to my girlfriend. I said, "So is this how they get the new girls? Hire you as a hostess. You come into work, and then you get the one guy." George Clooney lookalike or something.
Who's like flirting with you hard.
And he tells her, but I want her. And she's like, you only have to do it this one time, but you'll make
amount of dollars.
versus
Yeah.
And you go like, I'm going to make like $3,000 versus $3. Like, okay, I can do it this once.
Just once.
So all they have to do is get you sucked into it, and then
you're like, ooh, that's money.
oh, that's money. And but then you think like back to my original thing, like they don't all look like George Clooney that come in here. It is the truckers and the wife beater with the fur in their belly button that he's like, yeah, baby, get down right like that. I like it like that.
Yeah.
Can you really? That's why most of them have drug
That's who
problems.
would pick me.
I want to be a
Would not be the George Clooney lookalike. It would. That's who would pick me.
I always say I could be like a professional like person who they come in and they like because they can't yell at like their family or whatever, so they kind of need somebody to yell at. I tell my friends, I'm like, if you need a vent, like yell at me. It's cool and down. Like I know you're not mad at me, but if you need to yell at somebody, I'm cool. I can take it.
Have you seen
That
that?
might be like a real monetized thing.
I think
That
so,
totally
but
could be.
I don't know because I'm very sassy. And I kinda
We
talk
should
back,
make that a
so.
thing. If you want to yell at somebody, come on our show.
Sure,
You can
yeah.
take it out on us.
We're
and
fine.
We'll
But
even
Just a
dish
minute.
it back
I
if
wear
you
my
want.
heart on my
to.
sleeve,
I'll
so
cry
please
if you
don't get me.
want.
Yeah.
And I'll dish it back if that's what you want.
If you want, right?
You
if
have
you
to,
want me just to sit
Yeah.
and take it, that's fine.
You have to put it on the card that you yell back, fight back,
Yeah.
and
throw hands.
throw
don't
hands. Don't throw hands. Yeah,
I'm not gonna throw hands. I'll let you know that. But
Well, no, I mean you can fake the throw hands
Well,
part
true.
because the person can duck. I mean,
like the commercial with the lady.
I was
who
gonna say,
returns
have you seen
the
that one?
cheese.
Really? You're not
Yeah,
gonna.
You're not gonna fight it. And
Yeah.
she's
He is
like,
staring
I kinda
a
wanna-
hole through
she
me,
goes,
and I
"You
don't
wanted
know
to
what he
fight,
wants."
didn't you?
Are you? Do you need me to?
Do you want me to argue? Fine. Where's your receipt? I don't have a receipt. Well, I can't take it back without a receipt. And then what else? It was, I'm going to give you a bad review on Yelp.
Yeah.
She goes, go ahead. We have enough customers or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like later she's like, thank you. I needed that. Thanks.
She's like,
like,
it's okay. It happens all the time. Like, I think sometimes we all just need that little vent with the stranger that now I think about it from a different perspective, maybe, because when I am around somebody that's serving or doing something, you know, you remember me talking about the hospice nurse that was kind of snarky. He came the other day. He was covering again. Super nice, super sweet. Obviously, he had a bad day. So I hadn't said anything. Said I would if he did it again. But he was super sweet.
Oh, good.
And he was sitting on the bed with Murphy, and he was just playing with him, and wouldn't stop rubbing his belly and stuff. So
that's good.
Obviously,
That's good.
people do have a bad day. So you don't know what people are going through. You know, maybe he just came from a death and it was
That's true.
affecting him
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah.
And maybe it was somebody he had for a long time. So I think about that when I try to deal with people. But at the same time, I only have so much limit before your stupidness
It makes my
anger pop.
Yes.
And I'm
then
like,
you get the real me.
you're dumb.
You don't ever want to talk to me again after that.
Yeah.
Being dumb is
Like
not
when
cute.
I call, like when you call customer service and you say, "I've already done this, and I've already done this, and I've already done this."
Did you unplug it?
Did you unplug? Yes. Did you unplug? I've already
Turn it off and
unplugged
turn it
it.
back on again.
Well, and you know, and you're like,
Yes.
and there's still a problem. Okay, can you unplug it? You obviously did not listen to me. Like I get very angry
Yeah.
with some customer service.
Oh,
Sometimes.
I do too,
Yes.
especially if it's over the phone and
Yes.
you're telling them something and then they ask you that same. I'm like, were you not listening? 5 seconds ago, I told
Just
you I
told
did
you.
that.
I told you I did that. Yes.
Like what part of stupid?
Yes.
What part of stupid train were you riding on? The
can
front
you
of the
just
bus
get me
or
on
the back?
schedule for somebody to come out here and check this?
Yeah,
like
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, when I don't call customer service anymore, I just call my brother and he goes, "Did you do the top 3? Turn it off, turn it back on, unplug it, plug it back in." And there was another thing, but I was like, "Yeah, I've done the top 3." And he's like, "Okay, well, let's go from there."
Yeah.
Oh dear God! When I was in the army, there was a major who my ex worked in IT, and he would tell me some of the stupidest stories. And this major,
Pain.
yes, it was, yeah, pretty much. It was one of the things where it wasn't plugged in
that
or
Mama
there
said
was
no.
no power or whatever. But
Mama
the
said
same
no.
dude, he's like, I can't read the info on this disc. And this was back during floppy disks, you know.
Oh,
and he was
floppy
like,
disks.
I can't read it. It's saying error, blah, blah, blah. And he says, well, make me a copy of the disc and send it in our office mail. And I'll check it out and I'll see what might be wrong with it.
No, he didn't.
He calls him up and he's like, sir, what am I supposed to do with this? And he's like, well, you're supposed to check it and see what's wrong with it. And he's like, when I tell you make a copy of the disc, I mean, you put it in the machine, you tell it, make a copy. It will copy and then pop it
it
out
on
and tell
another-
you to put
he
another
put it on the
disc
copy
in.
machine.
And
A
he
little
just
slow here.
photocopied it.
Oh my.
Like, how stupid.
I do not have patience for that kind of
No.
stuff.
No. And now,
No,
now,
that's when I call you.
now translate that to being military.
Oh no!
And this is a major and you're a sergeant. You have
they
to
are
be
the
like,
worst ones.
you have to be like, sir. Well,
Yes.
you know, I tell people all the time when how to deal with
have to-
people
you have to
if
talk
there's
to them
somebody
very
in your
carefully.
family or friends or something
Very- you want me to
that
stop him?
that have to be the know-it-all, that
Mama
have
said
to
no.
be in charge, that are the and you know they're always wrong and they're stupid. I'm like, just treat them like a lieutenant in the military. You know, make everything their idea.
It is.
Give them
Like a
two
toddler.
options. Give them two options.
Exactly.
The
You do have to talk to them like a toddler.
the totally
Okay, honey, we
fucked
can
up
do
beyond
this.
recognition option
Yes.
and the right one.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you
Do
tell
want
them
the
that you
foo
want
bar
the
or
foo
right
bar
way?
and you don't think that the right one will work. That way they go, well, this one just definitely
has to
will not
work.
work. This one
Right.
will work. And you're
Yeah,
like,
this one sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, good. good idea,
I'm so
sir.
glad. See, this
I'm
is why I
so
went to you,
glad.
sir, because you are so
You
much
have
smarter
all-
than
can
I
help
am.
you?
And their ego seems to get bigger and bigger with that thing.
Right?
Like,
Does your head fit through
do
the
you
door
not
with
know that I'm playing you? You're like that
don't know.
stupid. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They
I mean,
never
there is a
have.
reason why we call them butter bars.
Yes. I'm sorry.
This is
We need to stop.
This has become a,
They don't get it.
This has become a tournament of man.
They don't get it.
They're both looking at each other
Like,
like,
what the hell
are
are
they
they
gonna
talking
share? Okay, so the whole point of this whole thing was thankfulness. Are you really
we're
thankful, or is it fake? Because there are people who, like I said, they wouldn't even go to their family for Thanksgiving.
Right,
Like,
'cause
it's
they
a
were
time to
upset.
put your differences aside.
Yes.
And politics, for some tables, religion and politics
Yes.
are off the table.
Right.
Like, don't bring it up. You know, we've had that discussion here.
Yeah.
There's certain things that some people can believe and others that don't believe the same way.
Right.
Well, you can have short conversations about that, but it should not be a topic. It shouldn't be a, well,
It's a
what do
side
you,
note.
Well,
What's
or
your-
when
what's
someone
your
says,
what are you
no, you're
thinking
wrong.
about it?
That's when
Yeah.
the conversation ends. Like,
yeah, when you
this is not up for debate. I have my beliefs. You have your beliefs.
right,
and
when you
let's-
really
yeah.
start looking at me with daggers that I'm evil and I have
Yeah,
a
stop
problem,
that.
I'm going to hell because I don't believe the same way you do.
Yeah.
Then the conversation needs to end.
That's a very judgy conversation.
That's a
It is,
very
and it
judgy
gets
conversation. And I don't know about y'all, but I see people in chats and stuff that are Christians, and they're the
Judging.
nastiest,
Oh, they are mean.
meanest,
Judging. Yes.
judgiest
Yeah.
people on the planet. And I'm like, have you actually read the Bible? Because I'm saying no, you actually
When
haven't.
you said I don't recall that being there, but
You
yeah,
read
okay.
all the parts about hellfire. You didn't read the parts about don't judge, and you didn't read the parts
I feel
about
like that
treat
was
your
my-
neighbor
yeah.
as yourself, treat
Yeah.
your neighbor as you'd like to be treated. You didn't read the part about how he said go into the cities where the bad is, not where the good is. And bring them the light. You didn't read the part where he pardoned the murderer
Yeah.
and the hooker.
I'm gonna be honest right here. I've never ever once read the Bible.
Oh my God, you're going to hell.
I was there. They kicked me out.
You tried
They
to
said
take
I was
over.
mean.
No, they said we already have one.
The
You can't
temperature is
take over."
35 degrees right now outside. I'm pretty close.
No.
Oh, I was so excited when I went out to my car and it said 36 and had a little snowflake next to it. I was like, this is so good. I didn't even bring my jacket or anything.
either.
I
And
was
I still
like,
wear my
this is
flip-flops.
Talking about like things that like whatever. When my car pops up and it says ice possible, there are some cuss words that come out of my mouth every single time.
That's
Every
what-
single, I'm like,
I have a party. I'm like,
in
this is the
Alabama.
best day
And
ever.
No,
Yeah,
it is
when they
not.
did that last
Snow,
year.
I'm so excited.
No.
When they did that
there could
last
be flakes
year, I
tonight.
was like-
Did you know that?
I know. I'm so excited. I'm gonna sit outside all night. All night.
So where I moved here from,
Yeah. It's gonna
could-
flurry.
Really?
Yeah.
I
They
missed
said
that.
probably more up at Tennessee,
Probably
like
up
north
more
of
north.
a little north
As
of us
north
in
as
Jackson
we
County.
are,
But yeah,
so
as-
over the Thanksgiving or whatever,
Sorry.
there was a news report that came out. So a lot of people go to Lake Tahoe for Thanksgiving holiday and Christmas and that kind of thing. It's snow country. It's
Yeah, it
where
is.
where San Franciscans go for the weekend. And they're like, if you're going to be over Donner Summit, be careful because they're expecting to get like 10 feet of snow. And I'm like, oh,
I know.
that's home.
I want to go.
Maine got 6 inches of snow. I think it was.
And it was probably
Friday.
10 inches, but you know,
Well, my dad said it's only a dusting. And
that's what we
was
say
there
all the
it
time.
is.
It's just a dusting.
It's a dusting.
This is
I
not
miss
even
the
actual
snow.
Mother
snow.
texted me last night and she was like, "Turn over to the Buffalo game." I was like,
I saw that.
and I was like, "I'm watching Yellowstone. I'm good. I know you're telling me it's snowing. I'll stick with Yellowstone. I'm good."
That's so funny though. But
I'm
I mean,
very
I don't
sad
miss
I'm
it
not
living
caught up
in
yet.
it, but I do love
miss
the snow.
living in the snow.
If the only snow I ever see again in my life is on a Christmas card, good.
You're good. Okay.
good.
I miss upstate New York snow. That was
walking.
Well,
and
that's
Wow.
that's some
snowmobiling
ice
and
snow.
building for
It
it.
is ice
That's
snow,
icy
but
snow.
it does get snow.
And
mean,
that's
it
what we
also
get.
wrecked the
I have a
cars.
bad opinion of snow because we get icy snow.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no snow here. It's just
No,
ice.
like Lake Tahoe snow is fluffy. I mean, you can grab the handful of it.
like Colorado
and-
snow.
Yeah, you can grab the handful of it and put it right on top of a cup, and it's literally and put some. We used to go grab the fresh snow and put it
Yeah,
on
just
our
make
cup
sure it's
and
not
put
the yellow
yeah.
snow.
No, the
No
yellow's
yellow snow.
the yellow's already flavored.
The yellow's better than the brown snow.
True. But I mean, like, so back
He
to
likes
the
the
topic again. The fake thankfulness. You know, the
Oh,
fake,
sorry.
the
We did get
fake,
off.
the fakery.
I'm so proud of you for keeping us back on track.
I know.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Good
I'm
job.
I'm trying. I'm trying really hard. It's so easy to get
Ladybug.
off track, though. Ladybugs. I don't see any today.
I don't see him today.
There's two.
There's two right there.
Oh, they found them.
There's. I think that one's up there is dead because
Yeah, they've
it's
been
in
up there for a while.
It's in the same place it was.
There's one right there, and I don't. He hasn't moved, so I'm pretty sure he's dead too.
Yeah, they might have froze to death, but it's not that cold down here, so they shouldn't be. Anyway, squirrel, ladybug,
Ladybug.
So when I think about that, you know, like the fake thankfulness, part of that would be people coming to the house that aren't on the same political persuasion.
Yes.
You would have to fake it a little bit.
No, I don't think you fake it. I think you put it aside.
Or
Like,
have a civil conversation.
yeah, you just say, this is not a subject today. I'm thankful for you. You're my family. I want to share it with you. But
Like, for example, my mom and my husband are opposites on the political, but they have very polite conversations where she'll say something and he's like,
That's
but
because he is her favorite.
that's true. That is true. The sun does shine out of his ass. But I threatened to break up with him when we were dating, and she said, "I'll disown you." Yeah. So
there's that.
there's that. Yeah.
when
think
I
she
broke
does.
up with Jay, my grandmother told me that that was my last chance, that I would never find anyone again. I'm not sure if that was a statement or a curse at this point.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Pretty sure she put a curse on me. Pretty sure.
I'll find something to break that curse. I got you.
Well, the thing
work
is,
on
the
it.
thing is,
She's passed away now. I asked her all the time. I'm like, and he's passed away now. Like they're together up there. I'm like, hey, can y'all talk? Can you just
Can we
get rid
just-
of that? Yeah.
I'll find something for you.
your mom admits it. She said I sure did.
She did. I told you.
But
And she was. I did.
I'm pretty sure
wasn't even
if anything
serious.
ever happened in our household between me and Steve, my mom would get Steve in the divorce,
Yeah.
or Steve would get my mom in the
Yeah,
divorce, something like
pretty
that.
much.
The first thing
I mean,
my
it will
mom-
never happen in the first place.
Right.
But
The first thing my mom said about my husband when she first met him was how cute his ass was.
okay,
So
so that goes to a whole nother level. Well, that's kind of like the sun
she would have
shines
got
out of
him
his ass.
in the divorce too, but in a way wrong way.
She'd have been like, "Hey, I'll be your sugar mama."
Ew.
Yeah, my mom was. My mom was not a very good mom.
Well, I mean,
No, but like I said
not
before,
everybody can be June Cleaver.
we okay.
I don't know how to come back from that.
I'm gonna change subjects. I'm gonna squirrel. So yes, they have very polite conversations. Like he'll say something and she's like, "Well, what do you think about this?" And then he'll like counter it, and then she'll say something and then he'll count. I don't know. It's very civil.
Civilized?
Yes, it's weird. I don't know how they do that, but they do, and I can't do it.
I know. I like I said,
I can't have a civil conversation about anything.
My sister
really.
walked into my parents' house, my dad and my stepmom's house one time, and she had a shirt on that said John Dutton for president, but all I
Yes.
could see was for president, and I was like,
I'll take John Dutton for president.
I was having
Anxiety.
How about Rip?
Yeah, I'm like, what does she have on? What is she? Why did she wear that here? You know, because we just leave politics out. You know, I'm like, what? Then she turned around and I went, oh, it's Yellowstone. It's okay. So we can talk about Yellowstones here. It's okay.
I found a shirt that had Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers, and it said, "Let us take a stab at it."
That's pretty funny. I can slash.
For
I can
20
slash
or-
the economy.
Right. Let us take a stab. It was for president and vice president.
I can
and
totally see that one. I can slash the economy.
Yeah, I love that one. Let's take a stab at it. Okay.
But there are some people who just cannot leave those things aside.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't do the thing, whatever. But there's more than just the election itself. You know, you have people in the Appalachians right now. That's part of Tennessee and North Carolina, Georgia, the Appalachian
hurricane
Mountains.
that
They
we
had a
just
hurricane,
went through, yeah.
and there's a lot of people there suffering. There's a lot of people that are out of their homes.
I heard they ran the Amish was going and building like little one room houses, you know, the little whatever
little-
tiny
I was gonna
houses.
say, if you want something done, you want
They-
something done fast.
and they told them they had to go.
Yeah, they kicked them out.
They kicked them out because they weren't up to code.
Well, not
And these people have nowhere to live.
Not only that, but they wouldn't let them put them on their properties, and now the city, the county, whatever it is, they're telling them they're not going to give them power and utilities back unless they build like on stilts and they do all this stuff. So some of these people have a single wide trailer on a piece of land that they owned, and everything got washed away and gone. And they're telling them basically you got to build $1 million house in order for us to give you power and stuff back. It's the same thing that they did in Maui. It's the same thing they did in Paradise for the fires is freeze them out. Don't let them have any of their shit back.
Forced eminent domain.
So force them into selling their property for dirt cheap and losing everything they own so that these billionaires and millionaires can come in and buy the property for, because you think about it, those pieces of property there, they can sell them for between $30,000 and $50,000. And you're from California where your dump of a house can sell for $600,000. And you come in there and you buy that for 50 grand, you put on a piece of property, you put on a house. A $500,000 house in Appalachian Mountain is a $5 million house back in California.
Yeah.
So
That's bullshit.
that doesn't mean shit to you. You're like, oh, that's, here you go. No big deal. Who cares about the people that are put out? Who cares about the people that are suffering? That there's a, I can't remember the name of his channel. Let me see if I can look it up really quick because I do want to share it with people. But he does a show, and I was grateful when I saw it that his show was already a channel before, because there's a part of me that thinks when I see that stuff and I see a channel, I'm like, did you really just make a channel to make money off of this, hard times that people are going through? And then it's a several-year-old channel. Okay, so he didn't just go make the channel just so that he could monetize. And I thought, well, that one would really kind of piss me off if that's what he did. So anyway, the channel is, I think it's the Appalachian channel or something like that. But, he's talking about the stuff that's happening there and how they are putting out the people who are building the tiny houses. They can't do it. They have the fairgrounds, the community event center, all that stuff. They won't let them put them there. They are over-regulating how they're going to be able to come in and put their houses back in. And we're all thankful. I am very thankful for what I have.
Oh, yeah.
And I have guilt, though, for part of that, because, like, could I be there helping? Physically, I can't do that kind of work much anymore. But my husband and I do volunteer with, TR, and we do go into places and help when things happen. But I feel really bad for these people that don't have anywhere to go for, their holiday. Half of their family is out. It's
Yeah.
not just them. They lost everything, but so did their neighbor and their neighbor and their neighbor. It's not like I lost my house so I can go to my neighbor's house. Not to say
whole-
anything negative, but Alicia, you lost your house. You lost your house to a fire. And so you could relate to what they're going through. And you had a lot of people come in and help you guys.
Absolutely.
Oh, so, I'm sorry, squirrel. What is that noise?
What noise are you hearing?
Sounds like something's in the wall.
There's that, and maybe sounds like a fan or something.
Cash hears it too.
I'm sorry, my ADD is like
It does. It sounds like something's in the wall moving around, and then it sounds like there's like
Elephant walking around upstairs.
maybe
Oh.
maybe a fan or maybe like
It's
an air
actually
unit
my
going on.
mom on her walker.
Oh, it may be. Yeah.
okay.
That's my mom
Yes.
on her walker moving
Okay.
across the floor.
was like, what
I didn't realize that it would come down 2 floors.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I was like, what the hell is
Because
that?
we never hear that down
We
here.
don't ever hear
No,
it.
I've never heard it before. So
Because I was like, what is that? You're right. But I also hear something that,
like a fan or a saw or something.
well, I think the fan
It's
or
saw.
whatever is one of these
It's
lights
the
because they have
chainsaw.
fans in it. I think honestly it's that fan up there and that mic for some reason is just catching the sound of it because that mic is still on. That mic should be turned off or unplugged or something. No, just unplug it.
don't know what.
Okay, now we can fix things later.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, people are not going to want to keep
Watching us
Watching this
watching
squirrel,
the
yeah.
shit that we're talking about here.
Nobody wants to watch me play the.
Exactly. They're like, what the fuck are you
hell is
all
she
doing?
doing?
What the fuck are you all doing?
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It's
Amanda.
Amanda.
Problem child. We know this.
well, you know,
I
it
have
does
to say,
happen.
I'm very thankful for Amanda and her boys because they come and help me get my Christmas decorations out of the attic the other day. It is something that single short girl can't do on her own.
Hey, you got up there.
I did. I can
So-
go up there, but I can't
Yeah, they
get
were
things
funny.
down by myself.
One was passing it down to the other one, and one he was like, "It's heavy," and the other one's like, "Psh, "Okay." Did you ever get the freezer open?
Not yet. I tried it
hello,
yesterday.
hello.
I'm sorry.
Hi. Oh,
Are we going to talk about somebody's Christmas decorations
I was
coming
saying
down?
how thankful I was for her.
Yeah, but it turned into how heavy the boxes were.
Well, I mean, there's a debate there.
I just don't know that anyone watching gives a shit.
So did you get your thing pulled up?
Yeah.
I was actually filling time too while you pulled
No,
this
that's
thing up.
fine.
Okay.
Let's just. I'm trying so hard to keep this on the actual topic today.
Well,
You're
it's-
doing
I-
so good,
I
though.
listed something I was thankful for.
No, that I wasn't. No,
Oh,
okay.
Look at that pouty lip. You made a pout.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Anyway, whatever.
Thankful.
We can move forward.
Move forward.
Whatever.
And you were pulling up something. I was like,
Yeah, what are you pulling up?
What were you pulling
I'm
up?
like, I don't even know where we're going with
you
this
were-
one
you were,
today.
you were pulling up something. Like,
I had already was trying to say it,
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
So go ahead.
it's really not that big a deal. Oh my god, people stop calling me during this time. Anyway,
It's a Monday, man.
it is a
Yes.
Monday,
It's a
Monday.
Monday.
That is
It's a
true.
Monday-ist Monday.
It's a Monday. There's got to be a song for that we could be legally allowed to play, but there isn't one.
We can make one.
It's a shit Monday, something like that. It might end up being. I don't know. Anyway, what did you guys do this weekend?
I pooped a lot.
Yeah.
It was football. It was
Cooked a lot?
Pooped a lot.
Oh, pooped a lot. Yeah.
It was a big football weekend. It was rivalry weekend, and I put up Christmas decorations. That's all we're gonna say about that.
That's all.
We did our tree too.
Oh, yeah, the
I
tree.
saw your tree. Yeah, before and after.
Your tree made me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Good
was
to
a
me.
very pretty tree.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was
We
really
had
nice.
a really gross one last year that was donated to us after the fire, which we were thankful for. But this year, when we were supposed to have 9-foot ceilings in the new house that we were building, my husband says, I'm going to get a 9-foot tree. Well, the tree is actually 9.5 feet. So I think our ceilings are not 9-foot ceilings. I think they're 10-foot ceilings because it misses the ceiling by like this much.
Hey, just enough
knew?
room,
Well, that works.
right? Just enough room.
Yeah,
as long as it fits in the room.
it does.
We our friend Josh, he moved to Germany, so we have his very, very, very minimalist type of guy. I think he was allowed 18,000 pounds to move to Germany, gov move,
Yeah,
and
What
that's
does
That's it?
18,000 pounds look like?
a room.
well, no, 18,000 pounds is actually quite a bit. He didn't even break 1,800 pounds. And half his stuff was somebody else's. Like he didn't have hardly, and I know there was 3 or 4 boxes from me that were going to the girls. He didn't hardly have anything. So he has like his dining room that he had here. He kept his condo. He's just renting it out. Got the sweetest deal for his rental, but he had one piece of furniture and that he wanted to keep nice, so he didn't even want to ship it. And that was his china cabinet thing, his little corner piece. So he moved it over here, and it's got all those beer steins in it because he didn't want any of those to break. He didn't want to lose them, and they're fine here. We're not going anywhere. So that's now in the corner where my Christmas tree grows. Not grows.
It grows?
It doesn't
You
grow.
grow it there.
It's where it sits. And I'm like, so we can't put the tree there now. My husband's like, yes, we can. I'm like, Josh is very particular. He's a minimalist and he's a clean freak. And he specifically wouldn't even have them wrap that up and pack it and take it to Germany. And he ever so carefully brought it over here. And you want tree limbs just scraping all over it? I don't think so. I
You need to
said,
wrap it in plastic bubble wrap first.
I'm like, so we either move that, take everything out and carefully move it into another space, or we have to move where we're putting the tree. And he's like, oh, I think we need to move where we're putting the tree. You're right. I'm like, unless you're planning on putting a cover over it so that anything touches it, it's not going to scrape it all up. I don't want that.
Right.
But anyway.
How many years have you been here?
2, and this will be our 3rd Christmas here.
So it's not like it's been a tradition for 25 years to have your tree there.
Yeah.
So it might be okay to move it.
Yeah. Well, we have enough trees so we can put trees wherever they need to go.
I
So
have 4 trees that we put up in our yard and put lights on them. Another one in the house, and then we're gonna get another one next year.
well, Steve has to start decorating the outside, and we have tons of stuff to do out there too. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Real tree or fake tree?
I do like a real tree because one, I like them, but I don't like the hassle that goes into them. So I'm back to the fake tree.
Yeah.
We did do a real tree last year, which we did spend the money for the little water feeder thing that goes all the way down into the tree. Wish I had that all my life. That thing was a life changer for having a tree because you could water it super easy. But
Yeah.
Real trees gave my husband and my daughter Esme really bad allergies. They were sick the entire time the tree was in the house. So,
Yeah, we've
no
never had a
trees.
real tree. My mom's allergic, so we've always had fake trees.
yeah,
But we have one now that I showed her a video. It's programmable, and it has the lights, and you can make different designs on it. And it's so fun.
well, that would almost be a cool tree just to leave empty.
Yeah.
Like not put anything on it.
All the lights.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, we do decorate it, and you can see the lights really good, so
Oh, okay.
through all the decorations.
Even
But
through
yeah.
the decorations. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I do love going to the Christmas tree farm and cutting the tree down.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily love the real tree.
Yeah, the experience is fun.
The experience
Yeah.
is fun,
Can I
but
just cut it down for somebody else?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, we took the girl to the place to pick out a tree, and And we did not do the cutting it down thing. We just went to a tree farm and they picked the tree they liked, and we bought the tree and
Yeah.
came and put it up. And that's the part I'm kind of missing now, because we don't have anybody here anymore.
All the kids
So
are grown
all
and
the
out.
decorating is on
I got
me.
5 you can borrow.
Oh, I could really use them. When I go to put my village up, that is some work. And Steve leaves on the 7th, and he won't be back until the 13th, I think. Then we had the parade on the 14th, and then he leaves the 15th to go to Texas to get his mom to move her to Florida. And then my brother will be here on the 18th, and Steve, I think, will be back on the 19th or 20th. So I'm like, I got a lot of work to be done. I'm like, you better be hustling. And he broke a rib. I'm pretty sure he broke a rib
Oh no.
doing the work he was doing this
Awesome.
last week, because
That always feels good.
He's in so much pain with his rib, so I'm pretty sure he broke a rib. But he's like, it is what it is. You know,
Sounds like my husband.
they don't do anything for it, so
No.
it's
Like
not.
a broke toe, you can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything for it. You just gotta suffer through it.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had-
So
my kids have broken several toes, and they're like, "You're gonna take me to the doctor?" I was like, "No,
No.
no,
Tape
I'm a
it
buddy
to-
tape it,
tape it to the other toe.
right?
That's
Yeah, I'm a buddy tape it. You're fine."
When
Yeah.
Hennessy broke her wrist, she came in and she's like, Mom, I think something's not right. And her wrist went like this. And I was like, you know what? I think you're right. And she's like, do we need to go to the doctor? Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
for
so.
that one, yeah,
Yeah. Well, there's something different with toes, fingers,
right.
you know, your rib. I mean, in the old days they wrapped a rib. Nowadays
I
they
guess
don't
you
even wrap.
Can,
They don't
but
even.
it doesn't do much.
They're like, it didn't do any good.
compression.
It actually it's better for it to just heal
Yeah.
where it is, unless it's puncturing your lung or something.
Yeah.
Right.
You leave it be.
Yep.
And it's just painful. But snapping a rib out of place, or just dislodging it, or bruising a rib,
or the slipped rib thing.
It's
I have
almost
a friend
just
who has
as-
slipped rib. What is it called? Slipped rib disorder or whatever.
yeah, slip rib syndrome or
Syndrome,
something.
Yeah, she said it sucks because her ribs just kind of like boop, and then she like I don't know what she does, but she like moves her. I don't know. She fixes.
I broke all
I don't
of
know,
my
but it's
ribs.
gross.
I broke my whole rib cage and my sternum in a horse accident. I went flying off the horse and I hit the ground so hard. The one I told you, my helmet was 15
Yeah.
feet away and got flown out. But I hit the ground so hard that it crushed my whole rib cage and broke my sternum.
Did you ride the horse again?
No, I did not.
to ride a horse again.
I have never rode a horse again. There's more to that story. For those that do have the spiritual feelings or whatever, I went into the hospital. I was flown in, and I hit the ground so hard that I flipped over and hit the ground again. I bounced in the air and flipped over. That's how hard I hit the ground. My mom watched it. Helicopter came in, took me to the hospital. I was paralyzed. I knew I couldn't feel my legs because I told my mom and dad, take my boots off. And I'm like, take my boots off. And he's like, I did. And being a medic, I knew things. So I'm like, don't touch me. Don't move me. Leave me right here. Take my boots off so I have no pressure in my if I swell or anything like that. And I had my dad put my boots up over my head to keep my head stable. I said, just put the boots next to my head. That's for anybody out there. That's a really great way to stabilize somebody's neck. If you don't have something to stabilize their neck, take a two pair. If somebody has boots, put them on either side and just hold them together, and it will stabilize somebody's head
All right.
in an emergency
Interesting.
situation. So I had them do that. They came, and I swore up and down that helicopter was yellow, and my mom's like, no, it was blue. And and they obviously gave me some pretty good medication. And in the hospital, they're like, we have to wait for the swelling to go down to see what's really happening, and x-rays and the MRIs and CAT scans and the everythings. And I could not feel my legs. And for 4 or 5 days after, I still couldn't feel my legs, and they were starting to teach me how to do things. And they're like, you're going to have rehab and you're never going to walk again. You're never going to walk again. And I mean, all I could think of is Christopher Reeves. When I was on the ground, that's what I was thinking is Christopher Reeves, because that's how he died, is from a horse accident. And I still have severe pain and stuff like that. But I went to the hospital. I was there for over a week. My command even came in, and they're like, well, when was your last medical? I'm like, ironically, like a month ago. They're like, so we can hide you in headquarters for like 4 years and trying to figure out how to deal with it. And I was going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And now, granted, the fact that all my ribs and my sternum were crushed, that is extremely painful. I was wishing for full paralysis at that time.
You're like, please, something. I don't want to feel this anymore. This sucks.
Why did I have? Because it was just waist down.
Yeah.
And it was my far lower part of my back. And I laid in bed in so much pain and fear and all the things that go along with that and stuff. And the weirdest thing is I had really bad OCD too, and you can't tell anymore because I had to kind of be like, I can't see that. But the lady on the hospital bed across from me had this little piece of like dust bunny attached to her bed, and all I wanted to do was get that and throw it away. Like that. It was like ultra focused on, can somebody please remove that? It was driving me nuts.
Yeah.
But I didn't really say anything. And so like day 5 or day 6, something like that, I decided to have my own prayer vigil, and I prayed all night. And I'm like, God, I'm not going to promise you things that I can't do. I'm not going to promise you I'm not going to fornicate again, or I'm not going to swear again, or all these.
I can't do that.
Not going to drink again. Yeah.
I can't not swear.
Yeah, exactly. I can't promise you things I know I'm going to fail doing. But I absolutely love horses. I've always loved horses. I used to ride horses all the time. Grew up with horses. It was a really amateur passion. You know, it's not like I was going to become a pro horse person. But I loved them, and I loved riding them. And my mom had them. And I said, I promise, if anything, just give me my legs back, and I'll never, ever ride a horse again. I will give that up. And I kid you not, the next morning, I fell asleep praying. And the next morning, I woke up to a tingle in my toe. And I called the nurse, and she came in, and she's like, so this is going to happen. You're going to feel things. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, I can feel my foot. I can feel my toe. And she's like, well, it's not possible.
You're like,
you're
try
not.
it.
And I'm like
it's a phantom feeling.
yeah. And
Phantom
I'm like,
pain is real.
I'm like, no, really, I can feel my toe. So she got out the little wheel thing, and she ran it down my foot, and my pinky toe, she was on the big toe, and I couldn't really feel it, but my pinky toe went, and just a little tiny bit of movement. She's like, oh shit, your foot moved. So she did it.
I told you.
She did it so hard down the center of my foot that it cut and made it bleed. And my whole foot went like that. And she's like, this is impossible. Like, this should not be happening. And they got the doctor, blah, blah, blah.
You have no idea how stubborn I am.
He came back. Yeah, exactly. He came back, and he did say, they sent me back to MRI and everything. And he's like, I don't get it, because this scan and this scan are not the same scan. And I said, well, I know how it happened. I'm not done with whatever it is I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I haven't apparently figured that out yet.
God incidents.
Yeah, it's a God thing. And
Prayer's powerful.
it is. And so because I made that promise, I've had to pull back quite a few times. I've had friends be like, hey, let's go horseback riding. Okay, you guys can go. I'm not tempting that fate. Because
I'll sit here and wait for you guys to get back, and then we'll have
I'm
lunch.
not gonna go do the ride. And I told him I can't promise all these things I know I will fail at, but I will take away that one thing that I love so much, and I won't ever do it again. Hence the reason baby cows,
Instead
miniature
of
cows,
horses.
miniature horses would be fine too, because I can't ride them.
You can't ride them.
I would kill them. I would
Yeah.
break its back. So it has to be something that I cannot be tempted to ride. Keep that away from me. But anyway, that was I'm very thankful for that, because but I have a lot of pain. That stuff never went away. Yeah. So anyway, we are on the Tori Show. So hi everybody, welcome to the Tori Show. I guess I should put the cameras back where they were before.
Oh yeah, like where he started this morning.
Yeah. When we started this morning, they were all three on me, because it's the Tori Show. But the whole point I was trying to make before is there's a lot of fake people out there, and they do a lot of fakeness when it comes to doing
Good deeds.
good deeds, and they're not authentic, and they're not thankful for everything the way that we should be, and they're full of themselves, and they only do things to get those accolades, and they can't even put their own sad personal opinions aside for that's not supposed to be on camera, but apparently it's right on camera now. But it won't focus either. But the whole point is they can't even put their differences aside to be thankful, to literally be thankful. You have people that are still from the fires in Hawaii, still displaced, still dealing with that. The people in Appalachias, they were just recently told there's no more subsidies to stay in motels or anything from FEMA. Mm-hmm. It's all gone. But you're subsidizing illegal aliens to stay in 5-star hotels, getting room service and maid service. But these
That makes
people,
sense.
In our town alone, $2,000 a month. They're paying rent.
yeah, and it's paid out of our tax money. But we have people that could use that
In our country.
in
That
our
are-
country.
Are American citizens.
Yeah. As we should say, legal American citizens. And I understand there's people that come from other places that need or want to have asylum. Mm-hmm. Some that legitimately have it. We have a door for that.
We have a program for
We have a program for that. And if you don't qualify, I'm sorry, you don't qualify. You have to have a reason. I don't like my country is not a reason. There's more money in your country is not a reason.
Right.
Nope.
Not at all.
I got in a fight with my family.
Not a reason. I can't just go and move into one of y'all's houses and just walk over there and be like, I'm going to move in because I don't like my husband right now.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
And if you try to explain it to kids for them to understand, like if we want to go to Disneyland and take the family to Disneyland, we have to plan for it. We have to prepare for it. We have to save the money for it. We have to buy the tickets. We have to pay for the hotel, and we have to go there. Would you be happy if some other person just jumped the wall and came into Disneyland and got to do all the things that you're here to do when they didn't pay for it?
Yep.
That's not fair. And, you know, we have people in this country who legitimately are displaced because of a horrible event. And I'm not talking about the homeless people who have sadly have chosen to stay in that lifestyle. They don't want to be saved. They don't want to fix it. Many of them are on drugs, those kind of things. They don't want help. They want a handout, they want money, but they don't want to actually get out of the position that they're in. There's an awful lot of those people. So let's not be delusional. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, my nonprofit, that's how we started. I was going to build a full ranch and build tiny houses and give them a place to live and a place to work. And
If there's drug screens, most don't want to do it.
yeah, if there's and there was going to be a drug screening and alcohol screening, and if you had those issues, we will help you get to a program to get clean, then you could reapply. But after giving out like at least 5,000 cards for my nonprofit, one, and I mean, I'm not shitting you, out of at least 5,000 cards given out to homeless veterans, not saying that they didn't call and ask for help. Give me $20. Give me money. I want this. I want that. That's the calls I would get. That's not how our program works.
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that their mental health is so bad that they get the addictions that they get because there is no way or there is no program that helps their mental health first.
Correct.
It waits until they get so far gone,
Right.
and then they become an addict to either alcohol or drugs or
Because
whatever
they
the case may
self-medicate
be.
it to numb it.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
And then they're like, oh, well, they don't want help, which some don't. Some choose that's much better than anything else. Or they try to go to rehab and they can't handle the rehab again because of their mental health, and their mental health needs are not being met.
Right. Well, and then because the way that our government has handled the homeless situation, where it's now become a thing, it's become almost like a fad to be homeless.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in some areas, it's cool to be in the homeless club because they're all out there. I mean, you look at Oregon with just the big, huge amounts of tents and RVs and rundown RVs, and they're all living together and they've made their own community. They don't want to leave that community. They don't want to leave that because we made it so prevalent that it's okay now instead of trying to fix a problem. And the biggest part is that mental health. You have to start at the root of the problem, not the result of the root. You know, I mean, if a tree is bad, you go down to the roots and you fix it from the roots up. You don't just cut the.
You don't paint the leaves.
Right. You got to fix what's.
I mean, you can, but
they won't
Temporary
last.
solution to a permanent problem.
Exactly. So, like I said, out of at least 5,000 cards I gave out, I only had one person that came and actually said, "I don't need any money. I need help to get cleaned up so I can go for this job interview." And so I put all the resources we had into that one person because he was the only one that legitimately asked for help. And we got him cleaned up. We got him clothes. We got him, he got the job, and then we got him an apartment to stay in. And all my resources helped pay for it, put it up there. And when, you know, he went through all the hoops though to get what he wanted, but he legitimately wanted out. So after all of that, we decided we need to have a different outreach. You know, the art is a much better way of going about it and dealing with the mental health issue. Get them before they're so bad.
Behind Starbucks in Athens, the gentleman that owned that property allowed there to be this big, huge homeless encampment. There was probably 30 to 35 homeless people there. And then when they cleared out areas for that new,
is it a hotel or an apartment, extended stay, some
I
kind
think
of
it's an
something?
extended stay.
Something like
You
that.
could see all the homeless people in there and all their garbage and all the stuff that they didn't take care of. So the owner of the land eventually made them all move. it cost him between $40,000 and $60,000 to have hazmat go in there and clean up the personal waste and needles.
Nope.
Well, and
That is a lot.
It is.
and you think about
and
the
he was doing that out of the kindness of his heart.
He had allowed that encampment to be there for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
well,
been a long
and that's part of the problem too. Now you have a lot of these people that were in the Appalachians are very low income, already were on hard times. It's a high population of drug addiction as well. I mean, that's like been a thing in the Appalachians anyway.
And they didn't have insurance
Not
for flooding.
not high on the education spectrum, not high on the income spectrum, not high on the high on the family spectrum though. They are very family oriented. They have a big network of family and friends. But you take those people and you completely displace them, and now, sorry, you're on your own. And now it's coming to the cold season. We were talking about snow just a little while
Yeah.
ago. Those Appalachian Mountains get snow.
Yeah,
A
they
lot
do.
of snow.
A
Yeah.
lot of
gets
snow.
cold.
It gets cold. And you're telling these people, go live in a tent. You know, go
Yeah.
you're on your own. Sorry, we can't help you. So it makes me really think about thankfulness and how many people just put blinders on to everything that's going on around them.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are people that,
There's some people, though, for their own mental health, they have to put a blinder on.
true,
That's true.
true. And that's not, I guess that's not really what I was thinking. I was thinking about outside stuff
Yeah.
stuff that's still happening out there, and you don't even put any effort to help in that situation
When
and
you can.
when you can
Or
a
as
little
you
bit.
said earlier, they build a fake personality and pretend like they're helping, but really they're helping themselves.
right
Yeah.
like I was thankful that guy, because it was one of the first things I did is go look up his YouTube channel, because I didn't want to support somebody who started a YouTube channel just because
for
of the
this.
hurricane. And, because there's an awful lot of people that find out, like the construction people, they find out, oh, they're getting FEMA money or they're getting government funding, and they'll go in without their contractor's license, and I'll fix this and I'll do this, and they're charging 3 times what it should cost to take a tree out
ridiculous.
than it should cost. And a lot of them don't have insurance. They don't have the means to do that stuff. They're still rebuilding in Houston from the hurricane back then, when it flooded everywhere. So, I mean, these things take many years to fix. And, there's a part of me that wonders, should they actually rebuild on the same place? Because are you setting yourself up for it to happen again?
That's true.
Well, I mean, the Appalachia, a lot of that was kind of a one, like
That was a fluke.
100-year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was called the
Hurricanes
100-year
don't
flood.
typically go
Yeah,
there.
the hurricanes don't typically go there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and technically it wasn't the hurricane itself. It was the flooding,
flooding.
that came from the hurricane.
Right.
The hurricane itself did not
well, no, but
actually go there.
Yeah, that was the cause. That was the root
that
cause.
was the root cause. So
Yeah.
a lot of people out there watching, though, are like, the hurricane doesn't go that far inland. No, you are correct.
The winds.
It
The
was the
rain.
wind and it was the rains, because we are far, where we're at, we're far from the ocean.
Right.
So when a hurricane comes to inland, like Mobile area, where Florida, Alabama, Florida line, when a hurricane comes into possibly that area, we can feel it here. We get the residual winds.
Right.
We get the storm that comes after the fact. And
the
we've
marina
had
down here when Katrina hit, the marina that's just right down the road here, they had a lot of boats sink and break loose, and
Yep.
like,
I don't think the marina's even recovered from that.
well, no, it hasn't recovered from some tornado damage that it got. But it got some in 2012, but then it had another one. I don't remember what year that was.
We went
It
by
has-
there the
yeah,
other day,
it
and
had
half of it's empty.
Yeah, it hasn't recovered from that. and it'll be empty in the winter a little more. So,
Well,
but that marina did get Hurricane Katrina. So you can be, and we're 5-6 hours from the coast.
right,
here.
right. So I mean, any area can be affected within a certain distance from there, so it's still cause from, and when we I don't remember what major
But do we
one
prepare
we had.
for it when it
No,
not really?
we don't
No.
prepare for it because we don't.
We're not used to it. It rarely happens.
And so when I hear people say, "Well, why didn't they plan? Why didn't they get out? Why
because
didn't
it never happened
Because
there.
why would you even think of that? It's miles. It's hours from the coastline. Like there would be no reason to think it would come there. One of the big hurricanes, it wasn't huge. It didn't have a huge impact, but it did impact us here. We got a pretty big amount of storm and rain and stuff like that, and our whole basement flooded. I mean, we were mucking out water out of here. Pissed me off because we had just put the floor in, so we ended up having to rip the whole floor up and put a new floor in, and we put a new sump pump, and we got the whole thing. Now it won't ever happen again, but I mean, we were far from where that would occurred. We had a water alarm system out here, and that's how we got down here fast enough. But had we not had that, it would have been a bigger deal. But we didn't go and block our windows planning for the hurricane or whatever that was coming, and that was coming over to the near us, but hours away. So there, what I'm basically getting to is it is the season for thankfulness. It's the season for celebration. It's the season for holidays and Christmas and buying things and sharing with people. And I think, at least for myself, I try to think about other people, and I try to give back to people and think about those who might be suffering or going through hard times, keep them in my prayers or thoughts or whatever, but also like, what can I do to help? So anybody out there who is able-bodied and you even have time to go, what they are saying now is they don't really need supplies. They don't need a bunch of people sending them toothbrushes and toothpaste and stuff like that. They need hands-on. They need people that are willing to come in and get dirty, come in and do some hard work and help them get some kind of makeshift housing. They are working on trying to get, I know it's supposed to go to the county, like voting for them to allow for at least something to go into the event center. That was their issue with the tiny homes is they're not going to have sewer and water, and they're not up to code for that part of it. The building itself, they're structurally sound, but they don't have any services. Well, they need something to keep them warm.
Right.
They need a place to sleep. They need a place to have a roof over their head. And, they do need people still making food. And, so there's some people that have opened up their land and their properties, but they're literally having to hide it and keep it a secret with people coming in with their tents or their RVs or whatever, because every time the state or whoever it is finding out about them, they're coming in and shutting them down and saying, you don't have a business license to have an RV park, or you don't have the right to do this. And they're shutting them down and they're forcing them out. And I wonder what their reasons are for that. And that makes me really concerned. And
that land, I forgot what it is, but lithium.
Yeah. The lithium is underneath that land.
And I'm not saying that's what it is, but I did hear that area has one of the largest mass area of that you could do lithium mining.
Well, I mean, it comes back to the Maui fires. The only ones who were affected were the poor longtime residents there.
Anybody without a blue roof?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It legit,
Or blue
the
umbrella.
fire legit turned
Yeah.
right there. That was a rabbit hole I got down one day.
Well, and when
The easy one to get
It
down.
was. I was
what
like,
when the lady in charge of FEMA actually admitted that she told them if they had a Trump sign on their property, do not go there. I'm sorry, I don't care about your politics.
I don't care about your politics. I'm here to
No.
save
I'm
you.
here to help you. I'm here to
Right.
save you. If when I do TR, I will tell you what, I don't ask them, excuse me, before I save your life.
Yeah.
Are you Republican or
are you-
Democrat?
yeah, how do you vote?
Yeah, what's your
Yeah.
religion? Just before, I need to know what your religion is before I
Yeah.
maybe might come in there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Those are not questions that
I
they
don't
should
care
be.
if you voted for the dirt.
I don't care.
And that shouldn't be in your home either. When it comes to the holidays and family and, Thanksgiving and Christmas and all those things, leave that at the door. If you have to fake it to make it, fine, but leave that shit at the door, because you know what? If you do, you will find out that you came out better on the other side, because you'll come in, you'll have fun, you'll enjoy yourself, you'll have that communion with your family and friends and the socialization and all the stuff that goes with that. And you'll leave there forgetting that you had a disagreement on politics
Right.
or religion, because you just didn't bring it to the door.
Play a game.
It's
Do
fine
something
if you
to make you laugh. Like, leave that out.
Yeah, and it goes on both sides. Like, you don't have to come in. I mean, now, like, if everyone in your family is a Trump supporter, like, there's a video out of a girl who came to her Thanksgiving dinner, and it's put out there that she was doing it to shove it in all her family's faces or whatever, but she had one of those blow up doll things that you can wear, like the turkey or whatever. Well, this was Trump. And it looks like she's on his back and he's carrying her, and she's got the MAGA hat on, and that's what it looks like. So it's like she was shoving it in everybody's face. Well, turns out everyone in her family was a Trump supporter. So
Right.
when she came,
It was
she
a
was
funny thing.
it
It
was
was a
funny,
funny,
and everybody enjoyed it. It wasn't a see,
Yeah.
you know,
It wasn't to cause harm.
no,
Right.
it was not to cause harm. Now, the media will twist that, but that's not what she was doing.
Right.
Right.
So, if you have those issues, there's a way to deal with that. And there's a bag you can open, shove that shit down in there, zip it up, and leave it in your fucking car.
I mean,
Leave
we
it
do
outside
every
in the
time I go
snow.
to my dad's house.
When
Like,
you
we
get
do,
when
but-
you get done eating and you guys are saying all your goodbyes, you can go back to your car and you can open the door and you can unzip that bag and you can put all that shit back
Like,
on.
and we've legit watched like cornhole tournaments on, have the TV on, because their TV's usually on politics, but we'll put it on whatever's on ESPN. And I remember one day going, they really have cornhole tournaments on TV, but just
Have you
boring
ever watched
stuff.
the Ocho?
Yeah, just
Well,
yeah,
you know,
better
when we
shit on
went
the
to
Ocho.
Wisconsin for Steve's uncle's 80th birthday, when we went to the dinner place where we all went to have dinner afterwards, and I mean, it was a whole group of people. I honestly don't know how half of those people feel about politics. Some know, some don't. But there was 3 TVs or something in there, and it was on politics. And, one of the aunts said, can we change that channel? The lady was trying to switch it. They couldn't figure out how to, because it wouldn't work or whatever. And my husband jumped up on a chair or a step stool or something, and they couldn't figure out how to get it changed. So he figured out how to turn it off.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to unplug it because
Yeah.
nothing would work. But he just unplugged it.
Unplugged it.
Like,
Yeah.
just turn it off. We don't need to even go there. We don't need to discuss it, nor do we have to have anyone on either side sitting here feeling uncomfortable, because this is not your bag.
Yeah.
My daughter learned that this weekend. She went to a family gathering and she started to bring up politics because she's curious about politics and wants to know like how it all works and that sort of thing. This election got her curious, and she was told, nope, we're not doing it because it's going to affect this person and it's going to affect this person, and we're just not doing it today.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and there's some people like my friend Josh that's now in well, it's actually my husband's friend. We're like going to be done here in a second. But he is a big Democrat, and him and I can go round by round. We can put on the boxing gloves literally and just we haven't. We should, but we can
a
go
whole nother show.
We can go round and round because he's a very good debater and I'm a very good debater. But we go into it with we still love each other and we're going to debate the arguments. And he had at one point admitted, well, I don't really watch very much. And I'm like, then you don't need to have an opinion. You can't like just say all this stuff that you're regurgitating from fake bullshit at both sides. If you aren't paying attention, get educated and then we can have the debate. So I would give him stuff and he would say, okay, I'll go watch that. I'll go figure that out. And he would come back. Never changed his stance, never changed his opinion, said he was still voting the way he was going to vote. And I said, well, I don't really care. You're in Alabama. Your write-in ballot ain't going to do any good here. So, go ahead and vote how you're going to vote. But he was one of those people who said, I would vote for a dead person before I would vote for that person. Okay, but what's your reason for it? Now, there are circumstances where that is okay. Now, when him and I would start getting into it and it was really good debating. We never fought. We never got angry. But boy, oh boy, you could see the other people in the room going like, this is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because they're expecting us to go to blows. And then we don't.
Because you're mature enough.
Because we're mature enough to have difference of opinions and discuss it.
It's
and
okay to agree to disagree.
It is. It is okay to... And I can inform you and you can inform me and we can say, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. But, the difference is we could do that, but not everybody can do that. There's other people in the family and other people that I know that I wouldn't even attempt to do that with because it would go nowhere.
I feel like the holidays too is a time to just say, let's not even if you can, let's not even.
Right.
Because
yeah.
It may be your last holiday with that person. You don't know.
I will tell you if he was here to visit, it wouldn't come up.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly the difference too is if he did come here to visit, I wouldn't be like, see, my guy won.
Yeah,
I would never do that. I have not done that to anyone that I know was against him, and I would never do that
Those words
to
would
anyone.
never come out of my mouth.
No. And that's what I think we have to get back to is some real love and thankfulness in our country and our people and helping each other. And even if you have difference of opinion, difference of politics, difference of religion, just picking up and helping each other, because you're going to find that you can be thankful in your own heart because it feels good when you help someone else. And they are going to feel good because you help them regardless of the differences that you have. That's all I have to say about that.
And that's it for today, folks.
We can, yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
We can end the Tori show now.
Only 10 minutes late.
Yeah, we're only 10 minutes late. Well, I was on time with the timing. Right until I got into that last little rant. But anyway. All right. Well, we're out of here. So thank you guys for watching.
Tomorrow.
I hope that you enjoyed our show, and I hope you'll be back.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Same time.
Same bat channel.
Same place.